Else, good morning. Good morning. I'm live in a couple of places. Do you want a listing? Skills to convert in 2024. So I've got my coffee. Thanks for joining me. I've got my notebook, like my notebook. If you have your notebook, my journal, this one, you're running a business like a business. There is no inbox in real estate. Pick something. Pick something. This is real me. No filter today because I'm live on Restream. So I'm live in about, I don't know, 5 places. So thanks for joining me. So you know the drill. Let me know, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Where are we at? Where are we at in the world? I'm in the suburbs here in Illinois. Welcome everybody who's in the membership already. Welcome everyone that's coming to the membership and you don't know yet. Is it too late to be good? Is it too late? How is everyone? So we got Houston in the building. Where you come? You're on Instagram? Okay, that's fair. Chicago's in the house. Chicago, Elk Grove. You're like right around the corner for me. We got North Carolina, Nightdale. Good morning. And then let me ask this question. And if I see my agents, I'm going to tell another story again, because one of my agents was live last night with us. Because I've been going live every day since right before December. So I've been going live every day. And let's see, did this go out? Nope. Man, these are my notes. Oh, I just closed my notes. Like, these are my notes. For real. Like, some of you probably even saw it in my story. Did anyone see this? This is me working last night, today, after I went live yesterday. Boy, I've got some stuff. So again, thanks for joining me. Grab your notebook. This one's going to be good. How many of you want a listing? How many of you want a listing? How about how many of you need a listing? How many of you need a listing? Tell me in the feed. How many of you need a listing? You're telling me. So I got Park Ridge, California. So that means you're up. It's like 7:15 in the morning. So good morning. I got like 2 cups. Oh, this one's more. I don't need all of that. But more importantly, I've got my coffee. That's what's important. I worked out this morning. I'm coming in hot. All of that. So for those of you that are on YouTube, Facebook, I don't think I went live to LinkedIn. I probably should have gone live to LinkedIn. So I have, some of you know I have like Restream and I haven't been using it, but I'm paying a lot for it. So 2024, I have got goals. I've got goals in different area codes. That could be it. Florida, Illinois, suburbs. That could be a thing. So here we are. We got a few. If you're not on Instagram, because this is where the party is, you might want to hop over to Instagram. So, want a listing, skills to convert sellers in 2024. Let's do this. I'm not hanging out with you long, but I will go live Saturday. I'll figure out what I'm going to talk about. Christmas Eve, we'll just say hi on Christmas Day, because I'm going live every day until December 31st. Whew, it's a lot of work. And sometimes I'm like, oh, someone asked me a question. Should I talk about that? Or I'm just telling you to take a break. Seriously, coffee. So let's do this. Grab your notebook. Want a listing, skills to convert in sellers in 2024. So with all the changes coming to our industry, it's time to make sure you're providing value, explaining compensation, exceptional service. No more getting by with getting by. I didn't ChatGPT this, for those of you that are like, Carrie, you ChatGPT'd it. You must run a business like a business. So let me give you some data. Let me give you some really quick data. The National Association of Realtors, NAR, predicts that 4.71 million existing homes will be sold next year, up 13.5% from 4.1 million in 2023. Everybody here just needs one deal a month, right? And you can have goals for a lot. And according to the organization's 5th annual, and so this is based on the Real Estate Forecast Summit. Some of you, listen, when I give you data, it's because I went and looked. Listen, maybe I shouldn't even give you this tip. Google.com/alerts. Every one of you should go to Google.com/alerts just to make sure that you are getting the alerts. So you need to make sure that you're getting the alerts. Are you getting the alerts? Let me go make sure you guys can hear me pretty good on here. Oh yeah, you can. So do Google.com/alerts and put in NAR forecast or real estate forecast. So you get the updates in your email. You need a Gmail account to do that. So here's what Dr. Yoon said. The demand for housing will recover from failing mortgage rates and rising income. In addition, I'm quoting Dr. Lawrence Yoon, from the chief economist from the National Association of Realtors. So housing inventory is expected to rise by around 30% as more sellers begin to list after delaying selling over the past 2 years. First of all of you need to go to the NAR forecast so you can see some of the top selected markets. There's like 10, but your market is the top wherever you are, because your job is to do the marketing. For those of you that were live last night, let me tell you this story. So I said last night, yesterday morning, so Thursday morning, if you're watching the replay, it wasn't yesterday morning, but so on December 21st, for 2 hours, I taught Realist. So Realist is a tool that allows real estate agents to dig deeper and find deals. A lot of times agents want me to help you find the list, but then you don't know how to convert. Hence, this is what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about this today. After I was done training, and sometimes I will give stories. I'll talk to you about, let me go shut this so I can see. Let me see. Can I see the chat? Are you guys chatting with me? Hey. So my story was, there are real estate agents that have been in the business 20 years pre-social media, 30 years. I talked to an agent 45 years in the business and they're still killing it, like doing $200,000 a year. And they didn't start when they were 2. And the agent said to me, a managing broker, he said, Carrie, let me tell you something. My agents won't leave because we do all the work for them. And I was like, interesting. And here's what I remember about being at Baird Warner back in 2001. Staff would put your listings in. Staff would help you with your marketing. And then the managing broker at the time, would do marketings for specific agents. And I could list them off by name because I watched it. And some of you, if you're new, you'd be mad. You'd be like, why don't they give me any listings? Or why don't they give me any leads? They don't give you any leads because you don't know enough yet. And so I watched, and then I became an expert at FHA. And the managing broker, back then broker at the time, said she would give me deals that were typically FHA. And I didn't complain. I took them and I converted. And then she started giving me more deals. So, and when I say I watched her literally, I don't have any postcards on my desk, but she would put stamps on there for the agents and she would do marketing. And there was a different split when she did your marketing. And I mean, literally, she did your marketing. And I would watch it and those agents would convert because somebody was doing the work for them. Like they were putting it in the mail for them. So after listening to this agent, and he said, Carrie, and these agents don't care what their split is. And I told you this yesterday. And I'm like, tell me more. He said, really, they don't care because if we bring in the business for them and they convert, because you still have to know your stuff. He said, they won't leave because we're doing the work. So I was like yesterday, because one of our agents was live yesterday, and I saw one of the other agents. So I'm going to ask Brian, if I sent you the list and I sent you the marketing and you printed it out and you stuffed the envelopes, and I actually scrubbed the list, people that are likely to sell. Because Tanya yesterday said, Carrie, if you do it for me, I'll put it in the mail. And I was like, okay. So let me ask all of you this question, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or that's an Instagram. If somebody did the work for you, would you put it in the mail? Answer that question. So yes or no, would you put it in the mail? And don't worry about whether you're smart enough, you understand enough, My question is, would you put it in the mail? Answer that for me. Yeah, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Like, tell me. In my membership, I literally did the work for you, but I didn't scrub the list. I showed you how to use Realist. I showed you how to use Remind. I showed you how to do RPR. Because for real, I can't do the work for all of you. And Mark was like, Carrie, and Mina, even this morning, we were talking about it. They were like, you should charge. I'm like, it's hard for me to scrub the list for all of you because now you become my competition. Now, let's be clear. I am showing you how to be my competition. But for me to do the work, I'm like, it would be better for me to do it for my agents because I get a cut of the split, like kind of, because the company gets something and I just get a W-2. So here's the point, is if you had someone that did the work, would you care about how much money you made? Now you might care, but would flat fee matter? Or I need some of you to get this, because some of you need to figure out, if you work for a company that's 100% compensation, meaning you pay a transaction fee, or if you work for a company that's 90-10, or you work for a company that's 80-20, or you work for a company that's 70-30, if they did the work for you, would you put it in the mail? Because there has to be, there's a barrier to entry, and that is you have to do your marketing. You could you could recruit doing that, right? Like I could convert and agents would come to me because we're doing the work. Because I was like, oh, I don't really have time. And what takes me 20 minutes might take some of you 2 to 3 hours because you just don't know how to use the tools. So for $125 a year, right now through January 3rd, I show you how to do all of this. Then you could just go pay somebody else to do it. That part. But if you're my agent, if you ask me, here, this is because let me make it real. This is what I did this morning because I had already worked on this for all of you. So this morning, this is me. I got up. Mark left at 5:30. I got up at 5:30 because he brought me coffee. I sat up in my bed, sat there, didn't want to get up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get up, go let the dog out, and I'm going to go get my laptop. And I literally did the work for one of my agents. I sent her the scrubbed list and I gave her a checklist and I said, okay, I'm going to do this for you every single month in the same, okay, you don't have to be on your way. I just need you to email me. You don't come, because if we didn't schedule anything, don't show up. But if you email me and tell me which area and you're in my office, I'm going to send you the marketing and you can get it printed out. That's what's happening. Here we go. Okay. So, and if you're in my office, because I told my agents on Monday, email me or text me, and let's schedule time, because I was available today. I'm available Tuesday. I'm available Wednesday, maybe after 1 o'clock on Thursday, and Friday is a little hard because I booked a photo shoot. Because today I'm booked already. So if my agents didn't reach out to me, I'm booked. So Tanya, did you get it? Then I'm like, Tanya got the checklist because Tanya's here. You prove to me that you put in the mail and I'll do next month. Boom. I see all of you on Facebook saying yes. Because we're going to figure this out, and then I'm going to train Tally to do it, because I can't do this. Hey, Sarah. So I just told you, based on NAR data, and Dr. Yoon, because Dr. Yoon said the demand for housing will recover from falling mortgage rates and rising income, right? Housing inventory is expected to rise by 30%, because I just asked all of you, do you want a listing? So do you want a listing? Now, first of all, the membership, because I see the chat, the membership is for anyone. You could be in the United States. You could be in Puerto Rico. You could be anywhere. You just have to figure out the tools in your market. I'm licensed in Illinois and Florida. So if you have Realist, Remind, or RPR, or InfoSparks, or your MLS, if you really have Connect MLS like we do in Illinois or even Georgia, then it's even gold. Like, I teach you how to do the marketing. I teach you how. I give you the what, the why, and the how. But I probably just gave it to you. So before we hop into the skills to convert, because I just gave you the story about this managing broker that literally said, Carrie, I have agents that don't know technology, so we do all the work for them, and they are converting, and they don't care about what their split is. Why? Because they're making enough money. They're let's say their goal is 200,000, and let's pretend, right? Whatever the split is, let's pretend like the split is like with their company could be 50%, it could be 80%, whatever it is, the company is doing the work for them. Because back in 2001, Baird and Warner, my office, because it's not true for every office, they would send out 100 postcards if we had a listing. Like they were doing all the work. Now the split was really, really, really different because everybody wants all the money. And then you are like, you're mad because you work for a brokerage that's not training you. That's on you. All right. So before we hop into the skills to convert sellers in 2024, let's talk through innovation. Let's have a conversation. And this is not, and so I want all of you to think outside the box. So when we talk marketing, I want you to think outside the box. So I'm going to give you the skills to convert sellers. But even though I give you the skills to convert sellers, my goal is whatever your goal is. It could be 1 deal a month. It could be 10 deals a month. It could be that you want to do 300 deals a year. I'm exhausted thinking about it. Like whatever your goal is, I need you to think outside the box because I'm going to give you the basics. You might need to scale. Like you need to go from here to way up here. So I'm going to give you the basics and then it's up to you to scale. So real estate is bigger than working with only buyers and sellers because we work with investors. You might want to work with someone the people that have hedge funds, developers, commercial, and more. And simply converting a seller will take extra skill. It takes extra skill. Like I can give you a list of leads. So I literally did the marketing for the agent in my office this morning. And I'm almost afraid to tell you how long it took me. 20 minutes. For real, like I'd be a great admin. Like I quit. Let me go be somebody's admin. So when I say think outside the box, always know there's more to learn. But in order to, if I give you the list, if someone gives you a list, you need the skills to convert. So I'm going to give you the skills today. And then I'm going to say, you're going to mess up. You're going to do things wrong, but you're going to keep changing and growing and building your processes to make them better. Right? Because even I have a call with a coach today at 10:30. Sarah and Sheena and Naja would be proud of me. Okay. So when we think innovation, let's think about the phone, right? Does anyone remember you dial like with a rotary phone? Does anyone remember a payphone? Have you seen one in the Museum of Science and Industry? Does anyone remember luggage? Like you would go to the airport when you were a kid and you have it on your arm and then you used to pull the luggage, or now you could spin the luggage. Yesterday I saw on one of the reels, there was a couple riding their luggage through the airport. Like, so when I think innovative, let's just think big. So I'm going to give you the skills now. And again, after I talked to that managing broker, I created the marketing for the agent because Tanya was here last night. Now I see Brian and I already know Nikki. I already know there's a few that have reached out to me. So here we go. And innovation, and by the way, innovation could simply be from an encyclopedia to Google and now ChatGPT. Like there's always something bigger. There's always someone trying to figure out how to do it better than you. There's an agent in another state that did 100 deals his first year and he never saw the buyer or the seller. Let me say that again to all of you that need to sit up and write. Like we're so concerned about, I just need one listing. There are agents out here that just know how to use predictive analytics. Who wants to pay me a whole lot of money to be their admin? Because I had someone reach out to me once and they were like, Carrie, can you scrub the list for me? I'm like, okay, what do you want? What are you looking for? And they were like, we're looking for this area and they want me to pull the list. They wanted me to scrub the list to look for the best opportunities. They still had to convert. And I was like, yes. So what are you thinking? They were like, well, we want to pay you $25 an hour. You got the wrong one. So converting home sellers to work with a real estate agent requires a blend of you, like your personality. You have to do marketing and industry specific skills. If you don't have the skills, you have to keep showing up to learn. You have to keep showing up to learn. And right now, if you feel like you're learning and you're like, Carrie, I want to be in the membership, type the word membership and I'll send you a direct message. So top skills that can help you persuade homeowners to trust you with their property sale. Are we ready? Type the word membership. Kristen, you're already in the membership, I believe. Y'all ready? And let me say this to all of you in the membership, because some of you guys don't read. I said, if you came to the realist training, and we had about 20 people, I said I would stay and sit with some of you afterwards. Guess what? Only one person asked me. One person. Only one person asked me. One person. One person asked, and this is probably a little bit rare, but I literally bought her lunch. We'll mark it. So number one, that's right. Ready? Communication skills. Oh, who knew we had to learn how to talk? I mean, we have to be clear. We have to have some empathy. If you have ever worked in relocation, here's what's happening. Whether it's a husband or a wife or a spouse, someone is being uprooted from the community. So for example, if I'm the primary breadwinner and I'm being relocated and my spouse stays at home with the kids, guess what's happening to the spouse? Losing friends, kids are losing friends. You have to understand how to be empathetic to that seller, because we're just taking them out of their community. You have to understand how to provide value. Now I got more tips after this, because I'm going to give you strategies to generate leads, because I'm telling you, like this right here, I'm gonna go over what I talked about yesterday, like straight up. I'm gonna go. Well, that's not it. This one. I'm gonna go over what I talked about yesterday, and this is the fancy version of what I did yesterday. Yesterday was a whole lot. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, I'm like messing this up. I stapled it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Is this it? Maybe not. No, this is, I'll find it. Oh, here it is. I got it. This was yesterday. This was like, for real, like old school. Like I literally was so old school yesterday. All right, let me get back to this so I don't have to keep you. Number two, you have to know the market. You have to have market knowledge, right? You have to have a deep understanding what's happening in your community. And that means recent sales, market trends, and pricing. I'm going to do a reel on the top MLS searches all of you need to create just for you. The top MLS searches just for you. See, Mina's telling you, being uprooted, losing friends because somebody got relocated. So I'm gonna do a reel on the MLS manual searches you need to create. Now they can be automated. So you need to know market trends, pricing strategy. You even need to know in your communities, like, are you selling more FHA in an area, or conventional, or VA? Are there investors working in your area? Even if you don't see the properties in your MLS as pre-foreclosure, short sales, or REOs, are people still flipping? Marketing expertise. You have to demonstrate your ability to market the property. And I really, let's just take out social media for a second, because I bet you in all of your MLSs, like we have Breakthrough Broker, we have tools like the Share My Listings widget in Illinois. Our MLS, you can just click a link and share your listing on Facebook, Twitter, X, LinkedIn, Dig Delicious, Stumbled Upon. You can market your listing everywhere. It's already done for you. And some of you don't even know that. But let's just take out social media for a moment. When we say marketing expertise, every time you have a listing, tell me, own it, yes or no. Or you're like, Carrie, I just don't understand a strategy. When you have a new listing, now forget social media for a moment. Are you sending a direct mail piece that says coming soon, just listed, under contract, sold? Like this is a debate with even Mark. Like, I need you to do the marketing. Are you simply doing the basics? Are you going to LinkedIn and writing your own article on your own listing? You could do that from ChatGPT. Like, you can copy, cut, and paste your listing from your MLS sheet, and then go to the city, pull the city link, pull park district information, and tell ChatGPT to write an article based on my listing here, and incorporate some of the community features and school features, because in the city of West Chicago, we have dual language, right? Mi hijo habla español muy perfecto. That part. Can I help y'all? Like, can you market the property? Are you doing the basics? And I didn't even say post it on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. I did say LinkedIn, write an article. I didn't even, okay. Can you market the property? Maybe I shouldn't go here. Let's just say marketing expertise. How about you hiring a photographer? Can y'all tell me in the feed why you want to take your own photos? The cost of doing business in real estate is you need to take your own photos. Now listen, we all have different splits with different brokerages, but if you have a really high split and you are frustrated and you're like, I'm not making any money, but you're taking your own photos vertically at a listing and you're not even using Lightroom from Adobe to clean it up and put the toilet seat down, and let alone move the plunger and the thing behind the toilet, and help me. Are you hiring a photographer? I know. Let me get out. Let me stop. So you have to, number one, communication skills. Number two, market knowledge. You got to know the market. Sandy, just to help everybody in the feed. Number four, negotiation skills. Sellers want to get the best possible price for their property. Do you even know how to negotiate? And let's just say you're like, Carrie, I don't know how to negotiate. Let me get my pen out. Because you know I always have a notebook sitting here. Let me do this. Negotiate without negotiating. Like negotiate with data. Negotiate with data. And some of you need to show the data to the sellers even before you put the property on the market, and be able to say, here's the data. This is what the market says. These are the listings that an appraiser is probably going to use. So we need to put your home on the market between this price and this price, and then stop talking. Because what we do is we just keep on talking, and we're just trying to convince them to sell. You need to show the data. And even if a seller says, okay, Carrie, well, I just want to test the market. Because you just told them there's nothing on the market right now. We're not even in the spring market yet. Your property will be the only one that hits the market. This is where I think we should list. And the seller says, I want to list it a little bit higher. Okay, fine. We're going to list it a little bit higher in the first however many days, because I'm now in InfoSparks. You should be under contract between 10 and 30 days, and you should have between 20 and 40 showings. And if you don't have that many showings, and if you don't go under contract within however many 40 days, we got a problem. We need to drop the price. Can we get a price change now? And then you say to the seller, hey, if you were right and we do get that best offer, I'm taking you for drinks. Right. Let's motivate the seller. Number five, they have to trust you, and you have to have integrity. You need to work with ethics. Mark just recently was talking to a buyer and a seller. And she said, last year she was working with someone, and she felt like every time they took her to see properties, it was a rush. Like, you should buy this. You should buy this. If you need to discern and know your client, the ones that will write an offer on the first house they see, and you can give them permission to write an offer on the first house they see. But if people don't trust you because you're walking around like this is HGTV, and now HGTV is great. Love the Property Brothers. But my point is if you don't know how to allow people to ask questions, and if you don't know, say, that's a really good question, let me get back to you. You don't have to say, I don't know, but you need to work with people, and they need to trust you. And you need to be transparent about fees. You need to explain how you get paid. Literally, for real. Let me help you out. Let me go old school. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. So, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, let me tell you how I get paid. And then you can say, when we work with the buyer's brokerage, y'all see this? When you work with the buyer's brokerage, I just want you to know that you do have the option not to pay this is what my fee is, and this is what, of that fee, we pay out this over here, we pay X over here, and my company takes this, right? And then the seller's like, well, that's too much. I don't want to have to pay the buyer's brokerage. Well, you don't have to. But let's just go through the process. Let me tell you about what's happening in the industry. Let me tell you about the truths when we talk about buyer's agents. And in your market, because here's negotiation. You're negotiating before you list. In your market, we are typically seeing buyers that are putting down maybe 3.5% or 5%, and you're doing FHA, maybe even conventional, and they're asking for closing cost credit. So that buyer may or may not have the money to pay their buyer's agent. And that is okay. However, I just want you to know that the buyer's agent might negotiate. Are you good with that? Okay, we can cross that bridge when we get there. Boom. Does anyone even know how to do this? Have that, and then there's more to that. Then when you get to getting them to get the price, I'm telling you, I shouldn't even be doing this. I should just do this for the members, but you should come because maybe I'll just show you. This is the pyramid of pricing. And if you list at market value, you'll have buyers. But if you list below market value, you're going to have more buyers. And if you list too high, you might not have a lot of buyers. Some of y'all need to bring a sheet of paper to the listing appointment, and you need to show them this. If you've never seen that, there's an example in Cloud CMA. When you list too high, when you list up here, you are less likely to have as many buyers. So if you were the listing agent, what compensation do you put in the multiple listing service? That's up for negotiation. Yeah, it is always negotiable by the seller. It has always been negotiable. It's just that the MLS required you to put in a fee. Many of our MLSs now, compensation might be nothing. So this is why you need to, let me go back. You need to learn how, trustworthy and integrity. You need to be transparent about the selling process, fees, your services, and how you get paid. All right. You need to problem solve. If you can't problem solve yet, call your managing broker. Call your broker owner. If you get stuck, don't make it up. I have had agents say, hey, Carrie, I was dealing with this and this is what I told the seller. I'm like, talk me through that. Why did you say it that way? And they might not be wrong, but sometimes you need to talk things through. Don't make this stuff up. All right. So whatever you and your seller have negotiated to pay the buyer's brokerage, right? It's whatever the seller is willing to pay. It is whatever the seller is willing to pay. But let me take this a step further, because let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to, whatever that amount is, because for antitrust purposes, I'm not using fees, but let's say whatever that fee is, because if you go look up HUD Homes, because HUD always, the HUD agent always puts in $1, and then you negotiate with HUD, right? The buyer's agent. So whatever that fee is, here's what's going to happen. Somebody's getting a phone call and they're going to call me, hey, Carrie, why is that compensation this? This is what I'm not used to. Now, my sarcasm does want to kick in. I might have been born in April. I got some issues with my sarcasm in my head. So I'm going to tell you what I want to say. I want to say, that's not my job to pay you. My brokerage doesn't pay you. But here's what I'm going to say. Are you calling me to renegotiate? Because, and they're like, well, what do you mean? Well, this is what I want. Well, if that's what you want, I'm assuming you already have an exclusive agency agreement with your buyer, right? Well, Carrie, I don't have an exclusive agency agreement. Oh, you're just showing them for free? That part. So if the seller says no payment to the buyer's brokerage, then you put in whatever that amount is. Then the buyer's brokerage or the buyer will negotiate the compensation. Absolutely. You should already have an exclusive agency agreement with that buyer. If you don't know how to do this, go back to your companies and let's role play it. Like, if you're my agent and you get stuck, let me be the buyer. Let me be the buyer trying to not sign an exclusive agency agreement so I can help coach you through it. And if you're my agent and you don't know how to convert someone to an exclusive agency agreement, let's talk. Because one of my suggestions is let's just say, for example, D, you're my buyer and you're like, Carrie, I don't really want to, do exclusive. I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We don't know each other yet, but I think you're really going to like me because I'm really fun, even though I might not be as fun as like Sheena having a party after, because they all go to a party. It's a lot of work for me. But let's just say you're going to really like me. I'll make it fun. And the first time we go out, we're going to do an exclusive agency agreement where I will exclusively represent you for those 5 houses we're going to go see this weekend. Does that make sense to you? And then this is what my fee is. And in the multiple listing service, if the fee is the fee, we're good. That means my brokerage is getting paid by the listing brokerage. If the fee is not that fee, you're going to pay that. And I'm going to negotiate it in closing cost credit. Like some of y'all need to change. Remember I said at the beginning, I need you to think outside the box. Yeah, you can't put anything in the broker remarks. Well, y'all be careful. But let me say this. If you are not sure, what did I say do? Ask before you ask your brokerages. And if they're not sure, tell your managing broker to call the association. Okay. So you got to be a problem solver. Use of technology. You need to know how to use tech. If you're like Carrie, I don't want to ever use social media, fine. You better have a really good CRM and a good email system, and you need to use direct mail, maybe here's your tech, a QR code to convert people by the mailbox. You have to figure that out. And tech might be as simple as artificial intelligence and Zoom webinar. You need a strong network, and this is where a lot of you struggle. A strong network are people that love you, like you, and will refer business to you. Or maybe they love you and like you and they don't want to do business with you. It is okay to not do business with family, but say to your family, because Mina, we got a scenario. Let's just say your brother-in-law won't hire you. You just send the top producer to do the work, and then you let the top producer help them, and then you get a split. Yes, you must. Yeah, you got to have a strong network. Having a network of professionals, and a strong network. And I'm going to take this a step further. A strong network is you need to go outside network. You need to go to the communities you work in. You need to, when there are local community events, just show up. Like in the city I live in, they always have railroad days. If they have an end of the year celebration, Mark and I just walk around. We have our scooters or we're on our bikes, and we just talk to the people we know. I mean, you need to go outside and network. In addition to that, you need a network of inspectors. If you're an Illinois attorneys, you need your title companies. You need your mortgage companies. You might need landscapers. You need people that you can refer business to. And if you're like Mark, he hates to refer. Mark really does have a hard time referring you to his mechanics and to his contractors because he doesn't want you to call him and say it's his fault. But he will tell you it's on you. If you choose somebody he wants, he will give you the lowdown, and this person might not show up on time, but it's up to you. So definitely like-minded people. Number 9, patience. You need to have patience because if you want to work with sellers, you need to have patience. Sometimes you need to call somebody and get coached through a process. You need, because it could take, right now, selling a home could go quickly. But you need to have a process in place to follow up, to give market updates, even when the property is under contract. Let me tell you what just happened in the market. You need to set your sellers up on an automated search so they can see when other properties go under contract. You need to be, again, patience, persistence, and systems. And you might even do this. This is one of those tips that I had from a negotiation class when I took that designation with Women's Council. His name was G. And he said whenever he works with buyers and sellers, he always brings them a box of Kleenex. You could do this, a bottle of liquor, and some Pepto-Bismol or Tums. And he's like, look, there's some times you might cry. Here you go. There's some times when your stomach's going to hurt. Here you go. And there's going to be time when you're going to need a drink. It could be a shot of tequila. Like sometimes you need to help people understand that this could be a stressful process. Mina knows, like, one day, Mina and I are going to talk about it. And then number 10, you have to be adaptable. Be ready to adapt and change because market conditions and client needs will change. And you need to be flexible. So here's my 10, and then I'm going to give you a review of what to mail. Here we go. And I mean, I've given you the strategies to convert because number 1, if you have great communication skills, it will be easier. So learn how to communicate and follow up. And follow up could mean you send a text. Hey, I'm just following up. Let me know if you have any questions. It could be the same time every week. People are happier on Friday. They're not as happy on a Monday because they had to go to work. Like figure out that communication. How are you going to communicate? Number 2, you need to know the market. What's happening in your market? Number 3, marketing. You need to know how to market. And some of these things like marketing, you can hire someone else to do. Negotiation skills. Negotiation can just be all of the data. And you need to be able to, when an agent calls you to negotiate, it's, you know what, thank you so much for reaching out. I got everything you sent me. I'm going to follow up with the seller. Oh, no, but let me just tell you everything about my buyer. Okay, go for it. Okay, it's still the seller's decision. Negotiate. And you need to be able to help your sellers know that they don't have to do highest and best. They can call for best. They can not call for anything. They can follow up and say, we will give an update on Sunday or Monday at noon. I don't like Sundays because I need a break. But you can have a seller that might say, the best offer is the best offer. If we get offers this weekend, we're going to pick one. And then I just want all of you to know this, write this down. Carrie said that is the seller's choice to call for highest and best. And some of you need to explain to your sellers, you can call for highest and best, but a buyer might walk away when you call for highest and best. You can choose to just say, we've received multiple offers. Please present your best offer, because highest doesn't always mean best, right? Because you could have 3 offers. One of them has a home close. One of them has a home to sell. One of these is cash. The other one is putting down 20%. And then the one that has no contingencies is FHA and putting down 3.5%. And they're fully underwritten. What is the best offer? Because highest doesn't mean best. That's right. Explain the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because sometimes we just say, once we get multiple offers, we're going to call for highest and best. No, you're going to tell your client what is everything. Right. FHA meaning number three. And all of you that don't explain what FHA means to your sellers, you are doing your sellers a disservice, because FHA is not a bad word. If you didn't see that video, go watch that video on my YouTube channel. If you're in the membership, I have a section where I interviewed a loan officer from Caliber Home Loans, Tina Abatacola, and we talked about FHA, because some of you, and it's on my Facebook group, some of you need to understand that FHA does not mean you can't buy. My first property was FHA. I still have that house, and I'm still paying MIP, and maybe the mortgage is only $500. Like, some of y'all don't understand. Give me a house, and stop telling your sellers we're not taking FHA. To explain everything to them. See, Carrie remembers. Carrie was there. So here we are. So number 1, again, communication skills. Number 2, market knowledge. Number 3, marketing expertise. Number 4, negotiation skills. Number 4, integrity and trust. Number 6, you need to be a problem solver. Number 7, the use of technology. And it might not be social media. It just could be systems. You need a strong network and resources. And you need to have patience, and you need to be consistent and persistent. And number 10, you need to be adaptable. So here's a review of what happens. So now somebody calls you, right? Let me go back to my basics, because this was me yesterday. We're going to do 2 versions, because yesterday, was it yesterday? Of course, I don't have it here. This is what I said yesterday. When I was in the realist class, and and even on Monday when I trained the agents in my office, I could feel, some of you, Tanya and Brian, I could feel the anxiety of, this is too much work. What did I get myself into? So I was like, how can I make this simple? So I literally did all of the marketing, and then I was like, I need to even simplify it even more. And so here was the simplification. Print off the InfoSparks report from 2013 and 2023. Let me find it. Print off the InfoSparks report from 2023, and I'm going to say 2013, but in this case, it's 2018, because we didn't have the data for Broadview until 2018. Print it off. Then I want you to write a letter like this. Dear homeowners, did you know the market has improved since 2013? If you are thinking about selling your home, now might be a really great time. Then, notice I didn't talk about the data. Then you're going to take this and you're going to highlight, and I'm going to show all of you. You're going to highlight the median sales, the average, because it's higher. You're going to show them that average market time was 113 days, and what was on the market. Boom. That's what you're going to do. Highlight old school. Then you're going to go to 2023, and you're going to show them that the average sales price is $272. Now, if you want to write the letter and say 272 and then 215 in 2018, fine. Then there's only 10 houses on the market. So you're going to show the difference. If I were to look at, this is the one that I did for Tanya, and I'm not going to tell you what city it is, but I'm going to tell you what's in it. Tissue, Tums, and tequila. That's it, Mina. That tissue, Tums, and tequila. That's it. So I pulled for Tanya. So 2013, what home sold for in 2013 was $189,000 was average sales price. In 2023, average sales price was $410,000. Then how long did it take to sell homes in 2013? Like 90 days. In 2023, 34 days. How many homes were on the market in 2013? 212. How many homes are in the market in November of 2023? 48. And I wrote this letter in ChatGPT. What I'm telling you to do is print out the data from 2013 and 2023 for November, and then write a generic letter and put it in the mail. Put your business card in there and go get your list from Realist. When I told this to the agents in my Realist class, and that managing broker said, Carrie, you said a lot that I don't think people got. Is we want all the money. We want all the money. 2013 versus 2023 sales average price, days on the market plus how many homes on the market. Thank you, my assistant, Kim. I'm telling you, email me, Brian, and I got you. I'm going to do it. You just tell me that I need 2 cities from you, not just the one you live in. I need 2 cities from you. I'm going to send it to you, and I'm scrubbing the list. So Cayenne, the prompt is in the membership. The prompt is already there. It's literally in the Power Hour from December. The whole thing is there. The whole prompt is there. Here's the prompt. The prompt is there. I already gave you the prompt. You're in the membership. I gave you the prompt. That part. If you are in the membership, or if you're not sure you renewed, send me an email at info@smartgirlmedia.com, and we will follow up just to double check when you renew. And it's only $125 for a year. That's under $11 a month. If you are in my office and you want to be in, I already trained you on everything, and I gave you different marketing. But yeah, and thank you, D. And recorded in the Facebook group. So my agents, I'm doing it. Everybody else, if you need coaching, I got to figure that out. Mina just gave me a price. Okay. Let me finish. So number 1, here's a review of what happens and when you mail. So number 1, be prepared when someone calls. So I told you what to mail. Can't talk, schedule time to talk. Can't talk, schedule time to talk. If you're in the membership, go to the Seller Bootcamp, and in the Seller Bootcamp, you will see the discovery, meaning the consultation form. Old school, print some out, or you can create a Google form. So number 2, when the seller calls, you need to be prepared. If you can't talk right then, schedule time or in 30 minutes, and then ask them all the questions on the form, and it's in Canva so you can edit it. Number 3, schedule the appointment to go see the home. Number 4, ask the seller to tell you about their home and why they bought it when you get there. Or you can ask that on the phone. Like, you need to make yourself human, and don't just go right into like what you're going to do. Like, go become human and find out why they bought the home. And in the membership, because I've had this download probably for 3 years, the seller download. Let me show you, because I sent Mark to do this. I don't even know if I gave him the form. Oh, yes, I did. So here we go. So a list of all of the updates. You ask the seller for a list of all of the updates. And then and updates meaning the age of the furnace, the age of the air unit, the age of the swamp cooler, the age of the hot water tank. We don't have swamp coolers. The age of the appliances. Like, are there any updates? And then you have a sheet like this that says, tell me why you purchased your home. Like, And then they'll write down, I love the view. I like that the sun rises in the morning and we see the sun in our bedroom. And then they tell you, we like it because kids can walk to school. We have a park behind our house. We have walking trails. I like it because we have a swimming pool that has a bucket, just like the Great Wolf in Wisconsin Dells. Like, we have 4 water slides in the city I live in. We bought the home because our kids were able to go to dual language and they were able to learn Spanish starting in kindergarten. Like, let the seller tell you all of this. So ask questions. Number 5, 1 through 5, bring a quick market analysis. You can create one in Realist. You can create one in your multiple listing service. You can create one in RPR. You can create one in Remind. You can create one in Cloud CMA. You can create one in Cloud CMA that gives you a live CMA so the seller can play with it. Bring your discovery, what you talked about. This is me, old school. I do have it in my iPad. I have a whole Evernote so I can ask questions. Bring the history of the property and the tax report. And then in the discovery, I said, get all the updates. So number 1, be prepared when someone calls. Can't talk, schedule time to talk. Have your discovery form ready. Schedule the appointment. Ask the seller to tell you about their home and why they bought the home. Ask for a tour. Bring a quick CMA. Bring your discovery sheet so you can ask questions. Bring the property history and tax report. Ask the homeowner to show you all of the updates. And then the next one is ask the seller how they want to receive the paperwork to get their home on the market and when would be the best time to have photo scheduled and to go over the market analysis and your marketing strategy. I just converted. I'm just going right into the convert. You might even bring stats. You might even bring data from InfoSparks or your MLS. Boom, I'm done. So if you are on Facebook or YouTube and you have questions, you can't type membership on YouTube, but I did give them, there's the link, bit.ly agent journey 23. Join the membership before January 3rd. And also, if you're like, listen, I know where I was in 2001. I didn't have deep pockets. I walked my neighborhood every single month. I had doorknob bags. It took me 7 months for someone to hire me to list their home in my subdivision where I worked for the builder. I called all my friends and family when I first started. I closed 3 deals from August, September, October. I listed my first property July 5th. It was like July 7th. It would close August 14th, something like that. I always say 30 days, but that's like the actual numbers. I had a for sale by owner. 9/11 happened. Like, stuff happens. You can do this business how bad you want it. Yeah, you can listen. You can bring the paperwork. I'm emailing you, email it to you in DocuSign. Oh, and I mean, like, I'm just giving you the basics. Remember, I said it is how do you want to do the work? Listen, as instructors and as broker owners, we have our perfect way. As a real estate agent, I have my perfect way. What works for me might not work for you. Some of you have friends and they're just like, come see my house. We'll get it on the market and boom, you're done. Like, that's the hard part. I mean, you have to always give your clients a copy of all documents within 24 hours. That's why I like Dotloop, DocuSign, HelloSign, Broker Mint, Adobe EchoSign. You must give your clients a copy of everything they do within 24 hours. At least that's what it's like in Illinois. You create the experience. So if I were to go to, let's see what I got here. Let's pretend I'm at your listing appointment. This is compliments of all things real estate. I go to list your home, and inside this folder, I have all of the Illinois disclosures you'll need to sign. I have about me. I have about the brokerage. I have, I have my everything that I'm going to leave, and then I might even have just kind of slid inside my CMA because I'm not leaving that. I'm not leaving you my CMA. I'm not leaving you my comparative market analysis. It's not happening. So I might have how I work, and then we talk for a little bit. I might even bring a copy of the listing agreement because some people do want to sign in person. But I definitely need to give you the lead-based paint brochure, the radon brochure. It's all in here. Like, come to class. Go to you. So, let me help all of you. Let me help your managing brokers. Let me help all of you that want to meet the top producers. If the top producer is showing up to training, show up. If the top producer is not showing up to training, show up so you could be the top producer. If your managing broker is having training, show up. Like, we can't make you do this. But if you don't show up to learn the basic skills of real estate, you will be hanging your license. That part. Yeah, however you listen. I use Cam Scanner. Figure it out. That part. So everyone, again, if you're watching me over on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. All of you need. I need like 400 more people on YouTube to get to 2,000. Help me out. And go watch all my ChatGPT videos over there. I need those to get moving. So yeah, join the membership. I'd love to see you. You have until January 23rd. And some of you paid that $14.99 a month. I'm almost likely to turn that off, because if after January 3rd, you're not getting the 120. So if you pay $14.99 and you're like, oh, Kara, I could have just paid $120 for the year, call me. I'll give you a credit after you pay the 120. That part. Everyone have a great day. Type membership if you missed that. I'll be back tomorrow live every day in December. I got to think about what I want to talk about. I need to figure out how to get somebody that has like a whole team. Yeah, I'm Carrie Jo Little everywhere. My YouTube channel is youtube.com. This is how they did it. It's youtube.com/C/Carrie J Little. Something like that. All right. See you later. Have a great day. Oh, I got questions. I didn't see these questions. Let's see. I'm currently in the membership, but I do not have access to the keys to listing leads. Yeah, you do. You have it. Send it. Yeah, you have it. I'll send you an email. You just need to. You might not be seeing it. If you click the membership, we did add you. Let's see. Will my membership auto renew, Renee? Let me check for you. Let me write that down. Let me check. I can make it auto renew, because I turned everyone off to give you the special deal. Okay, see